Some of you may know him, some of you may love him. Put your hands together for the fabulous and talented Bryans, everybody!
Hey, right on. Holy. Packed house. Packed brewery. Good to be here. Right on. Thanks for coming, everybody. Okay, right on. Get started. Yeah, I'm going to record a couple jokes here. So you guys are going to hear my jokes. You guys come on in for a couple chuckles tonight. Did you guys? You guys chuckling there. I love laughter. You know. Nothing more I enjoy in life than a good laugh, you know what I mean? I don't like fake laughter though, no. I would rather a lady fake it in bed with me than fake laugh, you know what I'm saying? like just the other night there, me and my lady, we were in bed, you know what I mean? And she was clearly faking it, but at least she was really laughing. I got some advice when I was younger. I was told that when you're making love, you gotta act like it's your last day on earth. But girls don't really like it when you start crying in the middle of sex. And, you call your mom to tell her that you love her. I don't get to talk to my mom very often. Hoping to maybe give her a call tonight, though. Well, my dad, he also gave me some advice on girls growing up. You know, one time me and my dad were at the bar having a beer. You know, he said, Brad, see that girl over there? She's the most beautiful one in here. He said, I want you to walk up to her with all the confidence you have and say, my dad wants to fuck you. That's when I met my stepmom, Patty. Patty couldn't make it tonight. She's in Camelford. Long drive, eh? No, I'll be honest, folks. I don't have very good luck with sex and stuff. I was driving around with my lady the other night, and I was trying to talk her into the car sex. Have you guys done sex in the car? I tried my best, you know, but she just wasn't in the mood. I even put on some romantic music, but no, nothing. Even the Uber driver couldn't convince her. That's all right. Back when I was single, I used to go on that website, OnlyFans. Have you guys heard of this website? Only? Two people actually look familiar in here, so thank you for your service. Appreciate it. No, I started to get a little bit bad on that OnlyFans website. Like I started to spend a lot of money, like a lot of money. I didn't realize how bad it was until one day at work, my buddy said, Brad, I'm so happy we got those tax return checks back. You know, I'm finally going to be able to pay off my student loans. What are you going to do with your money? Yeah, I'll probably pay off some student loans. Yeah. He said, but Brad, you told me you didn't go to college. Nope. But Valentina from Miami did. And, she's going to be a great dental hygienist someday. Very smart. No, I can tell you, ladies, you're lucky. You know, if you want to do something like that, you can go on the internet, right, and make lots of money. That's great if you want to do that, right? Because I can't do that. Nope. I tried actually, and I got charged with indecent exposure, which is pretty hurtful when you think of it. Like, why do you got to call it indecent? Call it exposure, you know. I was in the courthouse and the judge said, Mr. Bryans, how do you plead? I said, I'm decent. I'm decent, I swear. I don't want to get too graphic there, folks, but my lady and I, we were in bed the other night, if you know what I mean. She told me she had a sex list. Have you guys heard of these sex list things, you know? Stuff you want to do in bed before you kick the bucket, eh? Like a bucket list, I guess you could call it. Well, she asked me if I wanted to see this sex list. I said, oh yeah, of course, I'll check it out. But I got a little bit upset because the first thing just said, have an orgasm. And we had just finished making love, you know, so I gave her a pen and I said, maybe you want to update this list here, you know? And she put an exclamation point. She really wants to have one of these. Tricky, eh? I got a little bit of it upset about the second thing because it just said bang a black dude. So that would probably take care of the first thing. Now, obviously, I was a little bit upset about that because unfortunately, I'm not a black dude. It even says so on my birth certificate, eh? Brad, not a black dude. Bryans. And my dad was pretty happy about that. White was whitey. That was white. Good to be here. We are living together now. That's a bit different, you know. We're living in the same. I've never lived with a woman before. That's a little bit different, you know. You women, you sure love your fucking lotion, eh? Jeez, man. Just jars and jars full of lotion. I got some lotion too, but it's different. It's for different things, you know. She actually she got me some lotion a little while ago, and it sounds like it was going to be a nice gift. But I read the label, and it just said reverse aging cream, which is kind of hurtful when you think about it. You know, it's kind of like saying, here you go, fix your fucking face. You know, it's, you're aging naturally, and it's disgusting. So that's no good. Good to be here. Yeah, we're living together. It's going great. Living in a bit of a tough part of town there. A little rough around there. I didn't realize how bad our neighborhood was until I met the landlord, and he introduced himself as Fentanyl Phil. I said, Phil, how'd you get a name like that? You know, and then he kind of just crouched over for about an hour and 45 minutes. I said, Phil, take it easy, don't slouch. You might hurt your back and need a pain pill or something. Now, so obviously with a name like Fentanyl Phil, I wanted to be prepared, right? It's a true story, so I got one of those kits, the Narcan kits they're called, I think. And then I realized once you have it, you kind of want to use it. You know what I mean? Then I realized I started to become like an enabler, if you know what I'm saying. Hey Phil, it's Friday night. You know, if you want to let loose a little bit. Unfortunately, Phil's no longer with us. Yeah, I messed up. I actually got an EpiPen. So. A little embarrassing. Yeah, I live here in Peterborough, a beautiful town of downtown Peterborough. It sure is paradise down there. Yeah, it's getting a little bit rough. I was walking down the street the other day. A homeless guy walked up to me and he said, "Hey, pal." He said, "People in glass homes shouldn't throw stones." I said, "Holy heck, that's a pretty profound thing for a homeless guy to come up with. Hey, where did you learn that?" And then and he walked across the street to a bus shelter. I hope he follows his own advice. I don't know. It's getting a little bit rough. I saw a homeless lady inside of a grocery store. It's actually very sad. It's a true story. I saw a homeless lady inside of the grocery store and made me a little bit upset. You know, I was inside. I thought, I'll get her a chocolate bar. Homeless people love chocolate bar. Everybody knows that, right? But then I realized I don't have very good luck with the lady. I just gave her a chocolate bar. She said, "I don't want that after yet. I have a boyfriend." I said, "Well, I have a home." She's got love, eh? Love's good. Dating, some people on dates tonight, that's good, folks. You know, dating's good. I say if you have somebody, you hold on to them, because it's a bit of a fucking jungle out there right now, my lord. I was on a date a little while ago with this lady. She was polyamorous. Have you guys heard of these? Any poly people in tonight? You guys usually carpool together? Well, I didn't know what it meant. You know, I was on my first date with this girl. She said, look, I'm a polygamist. What do you think of that? And I didn't want to sound dumb or anything, so I said, look, lady, I'm not really much for politics, you know? She says, no, not that. I'm polyamorous. I have multiple partners. I said, so you mean to tell me you go around town fucking all kinds of different people? She said, yep. So that sounds like a politician to me. Holy heck. You guys been down to the gas station at all? Probably within the last couple of days. Gas is getting expensive. Eh? You guys seen the price of gas? I'll be honest, I wrote this joke 2 years ago when gas prices were really high. Eh? Now they're kind of going back down. So truthfully, I hope they go back up, or else this joke's kind of fucked. Eh? So I saw some pretend it was a couple of years ago. So. Gas prices, man, oh man, they're getting expensive. You guys been down to the gas station? I was down at the gas station the other day. I saw this nun. This nun, she was pumping her gas there, you know, this nun, and she looked over at me. She said, "You believe these motherfucking gas prices?" I said, "Holy heck, sister!" I said, "Take it easy, you know. There's kids around." She says, "I don't give a shit." She said, "If I ever see that Justin Trudeau, I'll tell him to suck my ass." I said, man, oh man. Gas prices, eh? Well, so obviously I made that up. It's a true story though. I did see a nun at a gas station, right? And she kind of smiled at me, but I thought it'd be funny if she said that, so I wrote it down. So since gas is so expensive, I've been doing a lot of walking. I love walking around town. You know, I saw you walking around town. I saw a blind lady the other day. Are there any blind folks in tonight? Seen the blind people, eh? It's a true story. I saw this blind lady. She was had herself a real nice seeing eye dog, a nice golden retriever. And then this is a true story. I saw this same lady the very next day, but this time she had a black lab. And I was about to walk up and say something, but the dog kind of looked at me like, "Don't say nothing." I'm covering for Frank. So Frank was the golden retriever. No, I'm just kidding. I made that one up too. And I don't mean to make fun of anybody. I don't mean to offend anybody these days, folks. I know it's very easy to do that, and I really don't want to make anybody feel bad. That's not my intent at all. I'm just joking around, you know. That's in solidarity with the blind folks. Okay, we're me and my lady, we were talking the other night about how much language has changed these days. You know, a lot of things are changed. A lot of words you can't say anymore. I like talking to my lady. She's really smart. You know, she's been to a university, and I've only been to a public school, so it's a bit different. You know, I get to learn some things from her. You know, actually, I went to a university once, but that was just because there was a Tim Hortons inside, and it was raining, so I wanted to get a coffee. You know. Pretty tough standing in line there when everybody around me was there to get their bachelor degrees, and I was just there to get a bagel. But anyways, me and my lady, we were talking the other night about how much language has changed, you know what I mean? A lot of words we can't say anymore. And I said, oh yeah, we used to be able to say the R word, but that's not good, right? And it changed to special needs. That's better, right? He says, no, Brad. Actually, these days we like to say neurodiverse. It's more inclusive, you know. I said, wait a second here. So first we could say the R word, and then we can't say that, and then it changed to special needs. Now we can't even say that anymore. She said, yep. I said, well, that's got to be the most neurodiverse thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Holy shit. I was driving down the road later on that day. This guy cut me off. You know, I wanted to be more progressive. I said, learn how to drive, you neurodiverse motherfucker. And later on that day, I was getting a cup of coffee. You know, this guy gave me the wrong change. And he said, what are your parents related or something, pal? You neurodiverse or what? And later on that night, I was talking to my lady. I wanted to impress her about how much I'm using my new word, you know. She said, wait a second, Brad, so you mean to tell me you're going around town saying all these things? I said, yep. I said, well, I'm starting to think you might be fucking retarded. Yeah, good to be here. We've got ourselves a Great Dane at home, a great big Great Dane. It's for these big dogs. Yeah, I like this big dog. She says it's good to practice for having children, but I'm not so sure about that because this thing's 150 pounds and black. Unfortunately, I'm not black. No, it's we are practice for having kids. Actually, I got a niece right now. That's a lot of fun. You know, I got a little niece, and it's cool. You can kind of practice to be a father. You know, maybe one day that feeling, right? My little niece, she asked me to tie her shoes the other day. That was a good feeling, you know. And I had that moment like maybe one day I could be a father. You know what I mean? And then she looked down at me and she said, "They're on the wrong feet, you neurodiverse motherfucker." So at least they're using the right language. No, actually, we are expecting a baby. Actually, in September, we're going to have a baby. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. We did an ultrasound, and so from my understanding, what happens is an egg comes down a fallopian tube, and then a sperm comes, right, and eats the egg. And then 9 months later, a baby comes, and I got to work my ass off for 18 years, or a chance to go to jail, you know. No, we have some questions for the doctor, right? First-time parents, you know, while this is happening, can we even have sex and stuff like that, you know? And the doctor said, "Oh, Brad, don't worry about that. The baby's in the house, and you'll just be in the garage." So, well, doctor, I don't know how to tell you. I'm barely reaching the front step, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to find the doorbell for 3 years now. Good Lord. Well, I got a strange day today. I got a phone call from a gynecologist. Have you guys know these people? It's a weird call, eh? Gynecologist said I need to start taking better care of myself. He also said I need to stop booking appointments because I do not have a vagina. It's probably for the best, to be honest with you, because I'm allergic to gluten. And one of those yeast infections will probably kill me, eh? So what I'm thinking about vaginas, have you guys seen these? Vaginas, they're a lot like pistachios, eh? The easier they are to get into, the worse they're going to taste. Last one was a little risky there, but listen, I want to thank you guys for coming there for my little reporting, and you guys got a great next act coming up, so get home, and God bless you, and thank you very much.